Great to have you joining me this morning. And today we're looking at a beautiful quote, one that's often used in many religious services, often quoted a lot, often preached on a lot. It's this ancient quote: "This is the day the Lord has made. We'll rejoice and be glad in it." And there's a couple of parts of that quote that I just love. First up, this, like, here we have this day. That's what we got. We've heard that a bunch, all about our modern phrase is being present. This is an old biblical principle, like this day is the day that the Lord has made. And then comes the "we will rejoice." We will rejoice. I love the word rejoice because in the ancient Greek, at least when it's rendered in Greek, could also be registered as the word thrive, which I love that idea. Like, when we rejoice, we thrive. And that means we are thriving. It's sort of a both a cause and effect of joy in our lives. When we really learn to thrive, we'll find life to be filled with joy, and it just creates this real virtuous cycle. Rejoice and be glad in it, like in the day, like into the day, into the day, into the day, into the day. And that doesn't mean, of course, that there aren't challenges in life. Of course, there are challenges. And again, as I preach on a lot, I feel like spirituality, it may not offer answers the way we might think it does in terms of a business plan that will give you 3 steps to better living. What it does is it gives you a huge, wonderful, beautiful perspective on it all, and that includes the really hard parts as well. And how do we sort of attach to those? How do we sort of live within those? Might be one way to think of it. And it's a big day when you come up with a celebration. You want to truly celebrate in that day, and that is something where when we have those opportunities to do them, like, really look for the opportunities to celebrate. I know for me, this weekend I'm celebrating a wedding, my own wedding to a wonderful person, Susan, who many of you watching this know. And that's celebration. Like, we're really going to take the time to celebrate. That's what really matters, is that we celebrate, and we celebrate life very deeply, very richly, knowing it's not perfect, knowing that life has its challenges, its bumps, its bruises, and yet we get these moments, these days, where we just get to celebrate. I wanted to read for you just a couple of lyrics from one of my favorite songs on this topic, called "Heavenly Day" by Patty Griffin. And it's a beautiful song, incredible lyrics. And it's really about, like, just getting, okay, we have this day. This is the day. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. That idea of really, like, being in the day and being in the celebration of that, not worried about tomorrow, not worried about the past, but really being the celebration of that day. Just this is one stanza that I find very, very, very poignant. "Tomorrow may reign with sorrow. Here's a little time we can borrow." Love that idea. A little time we can borrow. Get these little windows where we can celebrate. "Forget all our troubles in these moments so few. Oh, because right now is the only thing, that all what we really have to do is have ourselves a heavenly day." Like, and that's it. That's the agenda, is to have a heavenly day. I remember years ago, and I feel like, well, I should back up. I feel like, as a pastor, there's probably 5 or 6 stories that were really life changing for me. Things people shared, and this was one. Some of you have heard me preach on this story. This was one from an older congregant, right when I was just out of theological school and just sort of starting my journey. So over 15 years ago now. And she mentioned that she had struggled a long time with the death of her husband. Wonderful man. They were very close. And she was struggling, and with depression, suicidal ideation, all kinds of really, really rough things. And she said what happened was that her husband came back to her at night in the spirit, sat on the end of the bed, and he said, "Honey, I have one thing to tell you." And she asked, "What?" And again, you'd think lottery number, or the safety deposit box key is hidden in, fill in the blank. But the beautiful thing he told her was, he said, "I have one thing to tell you." And he smiled and he said, "Celebrate." And then he left the room. And I think that is what we are to do with life. We are to find those moments. And again, there are these moments so few, as she said, where we really can celebrate. But that's the primary task. And so what I'm going to offer to you folks as a takeaway for this weekend is to find a moment worthy of celebration. And maybe not even necessarily find it. Can even go one step further and create it. I don't know what that moment is. It could just be, breakfast with the family. It could be taking a friend out for a birthday lunch or a birthday cocktail or a birthday coffee just to say, hey, I want to celebrate you. Yeah, I know your birthday's not till June, but let's go do that. Whatever it might be, carve out a moment and celebrate it. Celebrate your connection to other people. Celebrate the life that God has given you. And what will we find when we do that? Well, again, the word rejoice means thrive. And we'll learn to really thrive in that place. Celebration gives us these little moments of oxygen, these little moments of an adrenaline hit where we're just like, oh yeah, this is the way life is supposed to be. So that's what I'm wishing all of you this weekend, is that you have, somewhere in there a heavenly day, even if it's a heavenly 5 minutes. May you have it, may you find it, and may you celebrate it. So that's my thought for today, folks, as we head into the weekend. And what we're going to do now is we're going to take a little time to just like quiet down and settle. And as we often do here, we do that just as a way to kind of get our focus back. And what we're going to do is we're going to have a prayer bell, little moment of silence. And then I'm going to offer a little meditation, a little prayer, a little blessing. Then when we close all that, when we close all that, we'll just wish hello to everyone who's joining us on social media today. So may you have a day of celebration. I know I certainly will be. Tomorrow at 4 p.m. we'll be celebrating with my family, which will be great, and with Susan, which is really going to be special. And yeah, good stuff. And I hope you find some time to celebrate something as well. All right, friends, let's get a little breath. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still, know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's get a little cheery hello to folks out there. So we're going to give a little hello here. Just let me pull this on up. Make sure it all cooperates, and it did this morning. So good. Let me pull this on. All right. Sorry about the little feedback there. Kim, congratulations to you and Susan. Thank you. We are very excited. We have a great day. Family coming in, as we speak. As I was doing the service, maybe for my phone ding, that was my brother texting me. He's in Pittsburgh on his way from Michigan. Melissa writes, best wishes on your wedding day. Enjoy celebrating your love. God bless you and Susan. May you have many years of joy, deep connection, and gratitude. Thank you, Melissa. Deeply appreciate that. And deeply appreciate getting out on a double date with you and your wonderful hubby in the not too distant future. Marcus writes, good morning. Congratulations on your big day. Well, thank you so much, Marcus. Deeply appreciate that as well, and appreciate all your help with that big day. Sherry writes, we wish you and Susan an eternity of happiness and a lifetime of celebration. Susan, she's very good at both of those things. Um, Gene writes, favorite quote used by my dad for your blessing at meals. I will be celebrating you and Susan this week. Blessings on your marriage. Much love to you both. Thank you. Really appreciate that, Gene. Yeah, and it's such a beautiful quote. It just and when you stress different words like I like this is the day the Lord has made. We're going, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I like that. I like those kind of stresses because I think that's where we're to kind of hit the note on the piano, because that's where we really find the beautiful song is right there. Tina writes, an absolutely beautiful heavenly day tomorrow. Congratulations to both of you. So happy for you. Thank you, Tina, and deeply appreciate all those well wishes as well. We certainly have gotten a lot of that, which has been very, very nice to have. All right. All right. Ty, good morning to you, Ty. I hope you're doing well. Always great to see you joining us. And Gwenda writes, may the Lord add his blessing. Thank you very much, Gwenda. Deeply appreciate that. And so folks, I'm wishing all of you all the very best on this heavenly day, and may you rejoice and be glad in it in your own way. And just a final note here about your very appreciated financial help of New Church Live. Like our content? It's funded by viewers like you. Please consider becoming a sustaining supporter of New Church Live today. God bless and take care, friends.